I'm going to show you a simple way to get enough brightness to use OLED Motion Pro, okay? Without accessing the service menu, without any weird HDR tricks, without using reshade on the PC. So these settings are risk-free, okay? No voiding the warranty. These are not dangerous settings. I was reading the other day because my videos are everywhere. So sometimes I'm trying to research something and I end up on a forum or Reddit or something, and somebody posted my video. And I was reading the other day some people saying that my recommendations are scary, okay? And when I show you how to access the service menu and do all this stuff, I do not recommend it. I tell you, this is not something that I recommend, but I am sharing with you something that is available to you. If you wish, if you want to try it, it's there, it's available. So I am all about options, okay? So today I'm going to give you the option to use OLED Motion Pro on SDR without any weird tricks, okay? This is going to work for any console. No service menu access necessary. You don't have to unlock the peak brightness on SDR using the color control app. No native color gamut, nothing, okay? So on this LG C1, G1, CX, GX, we have OLED Motion Pro, low, medium, high. It works at 50, 60, 100, and 120 hertz. And I know this is not available for the C2, G2, C3, or G3, but on those TVs you can still use OLED Motion Pro at 60 hertz, 60 FPS, and it's still going to double the motion clarity. Okay, so that is a fantastic feature, especially for consoles, because you have a lot of games that run at 60 FPS on the console. So you just turn that on, OLED Motion Pro. And then we are on SDR. And these are the settings that I'm gonna recommend for you to try, okay? So this is an option. You can try it, see if you like it. It definitely gives you enough visibility, okay? So we're going to max out this OLED pixel brightness. And do not be afraid to do this when you are using OLED Motion Pro, because the pixels are turning on and off. There is less risk of burning, okay? Less risk of burning. And we are not even going to unlock the peak brightness. So the TV is being power restricted and it is not even pushing all the brightness it can push. The peak brightness is off. Okay, so do not be afraid of doing this. I can guarantee you there's no risk whatsoever. You need to use your TV, okay? That's the brightness that LG is allowing you to have access to, okay? This is not a dangerous recommendation, okay? This is safe to use. So then the contrast, just leave it at 85, and I'm going to explain you why. And then we're going to use gamma 1.9. So now what happens when we use this gamma in 1.9? What happens is that you have more visibility near black, okay? So you're not going to get black crush, but as a consequence, the picture is going to look more flat, okay? It's not gonna have the same depth, okay? So because of that, the colors are also affected and you lose that color saturation. So what we're going to do to remedy that situation and get those colors back is we're going to leave that contrast on 85, which is the default. Let me lower the volume here. So the default contrast is 85, okay? So we're going to keep it there. If we increase the contrast, we are going to increase the brightness because we're clipping the whites, but we are also clipping colors, and then we cannot increase that color saturation as much, okay? So it is going to look even more washed out if you increase that contrast. So we want to keep it at 85, which is the default, and then we go here to the colors and we're going to crank this color saturation to 65. So the way I figured out this number was not by looking at the game, okay? I used a color clipping pattern, an SDR color clipping pattern, which I shared in one of my videos before, to make sure that this is the maximum color saturation that I can use without clipping red, green, and blue. Okay? So this is not going to crush any color detail, red, green, and blue. Okay? It's gonna be good enough. At 65, it's gonna give you that saturation back. And then warm 50. The color temperature in warm 50. That's it. This is going to give you enough visibility and it's going to be usable. Because the problem with OLED Motion Pro is that it looks too dark, bro. I don't like it. Okay? Well, now with these settings, it is going to be bright enough. Okay? So give it a try. If you don't want to access the service menu, you don't want to do all the weird stuff, and you think that is risky, dangerous, you don't want to void the warranty, because I understand. I spent $1,000 because this was a 48-inch. But if you bought an 83-inch and you bought maybe an extended warranty, and that's a lot of money. So maybe I understand if you are a little bit more concerned about going into the service menu and unleashing all that brightness. So I totally understand that. For me, $1,000, the way I use my TV, I don't think I'm gonna have an issue with burning. But if I have an issue, it was $1,000. Okay, I just go and buy another TV, and hopefully I can buy a better one. Okay, and I want a TV with a black film insertion, and they are removing the feature for some reason. But you get my point. I am not as concerned about doing all those tricks because I purchased a 48-inch. Okay, but I totally understand if you got the big boy and you don't want to risk it. I get it. Give this a try. Okay, OLED Motion Pro is fantastic, man. Absolutely amazing. Okay, it doubles the motion clarity on the C2 and C3. It's gonna double the motion clarity from 60 FPS. It's going to look like 120 FPS in motion. And if you have a C1 or G1, OLED Motion Pro High is going to improve the motion clarity in 2.6x. Okay, and if you have an LG CX, based on the Blurbusters forums and the information that I've gathered, at 60 FPS, the LG CX is going to quadruple the motion clarity, but it looks super dim, so the brightness goes down significantly. So maybe this is gonna be a way to make it visible. Just use gamma 1.9. Okay? And if it's still not bright enough on the CX, then use the color control app and unlock that peak brightness. So this peak brightness on SDR can be unlocked using the color control app. And it's very simple. Just use a PC and you are going to change the HDMI settings of the HDMI port that you have connected to your console, or if you're using the PC, just that. So then you can unleash more brightness here on the CX. So this setting might be better, a lot better for the CX at 60. So the CX at 60 FPS looks like 240, which is fantastic, but it is dimmer and it flickers more as a consequence. So yeah, on the C1 is the same. At 60 FPS, 2.6x. So it looks like 158 FPS at 60 FPS, okay, in motion. And on the C2 and C3, it looks like 120. So they keep downgrading the feature for some reason. Ideally, we would like to have all the options possible to adjust the brightness, the trade-off between brightness and motion clarity. Okay, but I don't have a job at LG yet. Hopefully we can make this channel grow someday so we can have more influence on this company so we can get what we want. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you tried these settings. What do you think about them? If you like them. You have the Witcher here acting like a rainbow. So yeah, let me know if you tried the settings and if you have any questions. Okay.